So I've spent the better part of the last 5 minutes sitting here trying to think of something like a theme for this review, trying to conjure up some real passion inside of me to make this review super entertaining for you guys. But at the end of the day, honestly, I was just bored to tears watching this show. Okay, if it wasn't for having my Twitter account, which I'll probably link in the description, but if it wasn't for Twitter and literally tweeting along during this show, just making fun of it, I don't know if I would have even survived. I would have just probably fallen asleep. Okay, this show was that just kind of dull. It was the go-home show for Money in the Bank 2020. Now, if you missed this show, basically just 742 more reminders that the risk is worth the reward. Sorry, I botched that already. You climb the corporate ladder on Sunday. It's the most unique Money in the Bank ladder match ever. Okay, we went through this with WrestleMania and the Too Big for Just One Night. Here, it's once again risk versus reward. Climb the corporate ladder. It's the most unique Money in the Bank match ever. Literally, we heard this about literally 817 times during the show. Whether it was Tom Phillips, Samoa Joe, Byron Saxton, AJ Styles, after he won the Gauntlet match, he cut a promo saying that. Rey Mysterio cut a promo at the beginning of the third hour, literally just telling us that it's the most unique Money in the Bank ladder match ever. Like, no, really, Rey? Really? Really? Okay, if you're watching Raw in the beginning of the third hour, okay, people aren't tuning in at that time. Those are the people who've been watching for 2 hours, okay? You think those people have no clue what Money in the Bank is, and they're just learning what the concept is? Like, we get it, okay? Literally, that's the only thing even worth noting on this show. That, once again, it's the most unique Money in the Bank match ever. It's climbing the corporate ladder. They're starting from the ground floor, making their way up to the roof, or the briefcase will be hanging on the roof. Like, we get it. Okay, and dead set, that's about all there is to mention. I don't even know what there is to say, because the thing with this show itself, as far as the content we got, the Gauntlet match went for like 45 minutes, and predictably AJ Styles won, which I'm not going to complain. If Jinder Mahal came out and beat Styles, I would have complained and laughed, but that didn't even happen. So Styles is the sixth and final entrant in the men's match. Cool. I mean, what else happened? The VIP lounge with the Raw women who are in the Money in the Bank match. Like, that's a dead set recap of what opened the show last week with Aleister Black, Cruz, and Rey. They just did that for the women this week, and it wasn't even as exciting. Exciting? Nothing was exciting on this show. I mean, what else even happened? Like, Charlotte Flair and Liv Morgan had like a 20-minute match. The Viking Raiders and the Street Profits had a 20-minute match. As I said, the Gauntlet match was like 45 minutes. Just, WWE, you need to understand, long matches on dead Raws, there's no story and there's no reason to care. So I guess you're trying to tap into the fact that a couple of smarks will just only watch the ring work and rate the match like 4 stars and say that this Raw was like a 9 out of 10. I guess that's what you're trying to tip your hat on. But there's not enough of those people, and there's not enough people who are clueless like that to try and justify this is a good show. If you get what I'm saying. Like, most people who watch those 20 to 25 minute long matches where it's like the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders non-title and Charlotte Flair versus Liv Morgan non-title, people see through that, okay? It's pretty damn obvious you're trying to kill time on what's a dead wrestling show, or wrestling entertainment. I don't know what Raw is. Raw's not wrestling, it's not entertainment. It's just horrid TV, okay? So you have these long matches to try and kill time because you know that, oh, well, we could write a story, we could make it interesting, but nah, you know what, we're just gonna get, Charlotte, get out there with, who's in the women's locker room? Liv Morgan, get out there, have a 20-minute match, go. That's literally what this Raw was, okay? Because, dead set, there's nothing even to talk about. Styles won the Gauntlet match, and, yeah, that was Raw, okay? Honestly, like, this show, it just makes me think, God, I want Vince to just put down the pen, okay? Vince McMahon, someone, it needs to be more than one person. It's got to be like the whole creative team, Paul Heyman, Triple H. They need to wrestle the pen out of Vince's hand, okay? Get that pen away from the old man, because these shows are just lifeless, okay? I think I could describe these shows as lifeless, pointless, redundant, boring, repetitive, just all these kind of words. You guys know the drill with Raw, so yeah, that's that. I'm going to really try and get through this review and have this video under like 12 minutes. I don't want to be here for 15. So yeah, we recap the McIntyre and Rollins contract signing from last week to open. Then, as I mentioned, we get the VIP lounge to open the show. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Asuka. As I said before, literally an exact recap of what they did last week to open the show, only this time women are involved. yeah, so, I mean, that's what we got there. All the women came out. Shayna Baszler, Asuka, they're sitting on these couches. Nia Jax is just sitting on some chair. Shayna and Asuka just kicked Nia off the chair, and that was the segment. Just a completely pointless segment. This did nothing to make anyone want to see the Women's Money in the Bank match more. Okay, if anything, I want to see that match less now. So that was our opener. Then we find out that next week, Becky Lynch will confront the Women's Money in the Bank winner. Okay, I need to say this as well. Literally, Becky Lynch is getting a bunch of, like, not credit, but getting a bunch of attention for her, like, new acting role. She's, like, you know, associated with The Rock, some agency company, $7, whatever, and Becky's now having an acting role. So that makes me think, why did you have her beat Shayna Baszler at WrestleMania? What sense did that make if Becky Lynch is now doing acting? Why couldn't Shayna Baszler just beaten Becky Lynch? Nothing makes sense in this company, dude. So, yeah, we hear that Becky Lynch will be on Raw next week, and here's my logical thinking going through. So, Becky Lynch has beaten Shayna Baszler and Asuka, okay? So that means the only woman from Raw in the Women's Money in the Bank match that is, or has not challenged Becky Lynch and lost to her this year is Nia Jax. So in other words, when Becky Lynch next week confronts the Women's Money in the Bank winner, that's going to be Nia Jax. And if it's not, this company's even more deluded than I think. And even then, Nia Jax winning. Brilliant. We're all just desperate to see Nia Jax win. Because, you know, backstage in this company, WWE's looking at social media, all this hatred towards Nia Jax, this nuclear hate, because Nia Jax nearly murdered Kairi Sane. Vince and all them are thinking, she's got heat. She's got heat. Give her the briefcase, damn it. World Wrestling Federation Entertainment. Like, who cares? So, then we get the last chance gauntlet match, which I thought implies people who lost in the qualifying matches before. No, because Lashley came out, then Titus O'Neil came out, and Lashley squashed him in 20 seconds. So, back to catering for Titus, back to organising the green beans and mashed potatoes. Then Akira Tozawa came out. Who honestly cares? Lashley beat him. Shelton Benjamin came out. I went to my remote control. I said, am I watching WWE main event or is this Raw? So Lashley beats Benjamin, then Humberto Carrillo comes out. Lashley literally beats him up for like 10 minutes. And then because Lashley's a clown, Lashley's punching Carrillo in the corner over and over. The referee's like, Lashley, stop. So Lashley just hits the referee. So Lashley gets DQ'd. So his dominance over the WWE main event catering crew was redundant. So then we get Carrillo literally looking all exhausted, he's all beaten up. How will Humberto Carrillo survive? Oh, that's right, he rolls up Angel Garza and Austin Theory. So, way to make those guys look worthless. Angel Garza especially, he has so much potential. Austin Theory, he's a guy who I look at and think young John Cena. But now, no, they're just worthless. So, then AJ Styles music hits. We get the predictable Tom Phillips. Oh my, the phenomenal one is on Monday Night Raw, back from the grave. Like, okay, brilliant. Styles just wins the gauntlet match. It wasn't Jinder Mahal, but whatever. So Styles cuts a promo about how he hasn't lost anything since he was buried. I'm thinking to myself, you lost the OC. But anyway, so yeah, Styles is in Money in the Bank. Who really cares? Then we get Seth Rollins cutting this in-ring promo with Charlie Caruso. It's a pretty good promo. This was, I think, the best thing on the show, to be honest. This Rollins promo, personally, I'm really happy with what Rollins has done. Ever since last year where he was just a complete train wreck when he was a babyface champion. He's been really good with this heel persona, so Rollins cuts a good promo saying he'll stand tall. Then we find out that Edge and Randy Orton will be on Raw next week. Who really cares? Oh, sorry. Disregard that who really cares comment. I don't know what I'm saying. Edge and Randy Orton on Raw. That's actually interesting. I can't wait to see it, okay? Because that's Edge and Randy Orton. Two guys who actually evoke interest. Hopefully they're not still feuding. Hopefully Edge moves on to something else. But at the same time, if Edge and Orton continues for SummerSlam or something, I'll be totally cool with that because those two guys actually entertain you as a viewer and give you a story and reason to care. So that's what we get there. Then we see Brendan Vink and Shane Thorne backstage. Whatever. Then we get Ricochet and Cedric Alexander, who according to Bleacher Report are called Too Cool or something. They're taking on Brendan Vink and Shane Thorne. So you're probably thinking to yourself, if you didn't watch the show, oh, so Ricochet and Cedric Alexander won. Who really cares? No, they didn't. Brendan Vink and Shane Thorne, two Australian guys who, they're enhancement talents, I think, but they're beating Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. Okay, so Byron Saxton calls Ricochet and Cedric the fastest rising team in the Raw Tag Division, even though the Raw Division, so to speak, was literally all showcased in this second hour. It's Ricochet and Cedric, a jobber team, and Vink and Thorne, the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders. There's 4 teams. One of them does carpool karaoke. One's the champions who lost it. The Raw Tag Team Division's a mess. So Vink and Thorne beat Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. Then Aleister Black cuts a really good promo in like the dark room in Hayes. That was really good. Then we get the Street Profits versus the Viking Raiders. What's there even to say? This went for like literally half an hour. Okay, we got the Street Profits coming out, dancing with Byron Saxton. The Viking Raiders came out, went to commercial, came back, like a 20-minute match. In the end, the Viking Raiders beat the Street Profits in this non-title tag team match, so it's literally pointless. From there, we go backstage to Rey Mysterio, and Rey literally tells us what Money in the Bank is. The match starts on the bottom floor, and I love my fans! Like, who really cares? So, that's what we got there. And then Charlotte Flair versus Liv Morgan. Yeah, this went for like 20 minutes. Who really gives a damn? Okay, Charlotte Flair comes out, the NXT Women's Champion. She says that, well, she's facing Io Shirai on Wednesday night in NXT. You should really watch NXT because the ratings are down. Charlotte says that Io Shirai, what'd she even say? Io's wrestled all over the world. I'm thinking to myself, everyone and their dog who's from the indies who's come into WWE in the last 6 years has wrestled all over the world. What makes Io Shirai special from everyone else? Okay, the people who really are hardcore fans and follow Io Shirai know why, but who really gives a damn? So Charlotte beats Liv Morgan after a 20-minute match, and then we literally go to McIntyre versus Murphy in the main event, which I just turned off. So you guys are getting the review a bit early. I'm not watching McIntyre versus Murphy. Okay, literally that main event match is going to draw like a 1.5 in the ratings. Who really gives a damn? McIntyre, he's cool. I love him as a champion, but I'm just going to watch this match back later. I can't watch McIntyre versus Murphy after 2 hours and 45 minutes of pain-inducing garbage. So that's the review. Hopefully you enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, sub if you did. This review, 11 minutes, 40 seconds. That's alright. So like, comment, sub. It goes on the drill. See ya.